Hey Flosstube, it's Elena, the Stitching Farmer. I am here for my February update. So I'm going to show you what I've been working on this month. I've worked on 4 projects. 2 of them were new starts. I know like during my whip parade I said I was going to try to limit my new starts, and now I've already started 3 new things for the year and it's only February. But I did at least get one. I have had one finish this year, so at least got that going for me. But so this is my the first thing I started whenever I finished the Nora Corbett mermaid, forget which one she was, North Atlantic mermaid, I think. I started this one. So this is 3 French hens. It's part of the 12 Days of Christmas series. So I am currently doing the 3rd one. I've done one in, what is it, partridge in a pear tree and 2 turtle doves. I still haven't beaded them yet, so I do need to go back and bead them. So this one, you need 2 Krynics, and I'm struggling to get this one, the 001HL. It's a silver. And in most of them, it's really, the Krynic has only been in like here, this is Krynic versus 3 French hens. But this one, actually all these, the box is Krynic that you stitch with. So I did get an email yesterday that it was back in stock at 123 Stitch. So I went on, got on there to buy it, and it was already sold out again. So I went and looked to see how long I'd had that email in my inbox for it, and it had been in there for 3 hours. So, and then I got another one today too, and same thing. It was already sold out when I went to try to purchase it, and that email had been in my inbox for 2 hours. So I'm hoping maybe Krynic Rainbow Gallery made a bunch of them, so maybe I can find it at another store. So I did do some searching yesterday. I couldn't find it anywhere else, but hopefully maybe in the next few days other places will get it on their website and I can get some. So I have got a small start. I did a middle start. So you can see I've stitched this middle bird here, and you see where I've this silver Krynic needs to go here, and then this one's more like the pewter. So I did have that at least, so I'm only missing that silver. So as soon as I get it, I can go back. But it's been a little hard to, I had to really count far down to get down here, because I would have normally done. I hope I didn't make a mistake there. Okay, no, I didn't. Did I? No, okay. So normally it would have been easier because I would have just done the box first and then started filling that in. But this has been fussy to work with. I don't remember struggling so hard with Krynic, but I think just like the curl in it is what makes it so difficult. It likes to knot up a lot. So it looks like they're starting to put them on the cards now, like the Rainbow Gallery, since Rainbow Gallery now owns Krynic. So I'm hoping maybe that will help. But I think the plan, I was also missing, I hadn't bought this this color yet. It's a variegated floss. Oh, where did I do my box? But I did get that in stock, and I was also had to order the beads. So this is the variegated floss here. Oops, sorry. It's kind of like a brown and green. I love stitching with the Karen watercolors. They're just so soft. I think it might be one of my favorites to stitch with, that or Gloriana's. So this does have a good bit of beads. It has these big old gold ones and these huge red ones too. That's like the holly berries. And I think the big gold ones are in the nest here. And I got some black. These are tiny beads. They remind me of delicas. And then also pretty aqua, like a coral color, I guess. So I'd like to get down and start working on the arch. till I can get that crine again. So I might try to, so I think I made it down to like here, so maybe I can start doing the archway next. So that is what I've been doing at work. I work overnight, so I usually have some slow times in the dead of night that I can put some stitches in on that. All right, so next I'm going to show you, should I go ahead? I'll do my next new start. So this is, we just had the Chinese New Year. So this year is the year of the horse. Let's see if I can angle the light to get, no, that light is coming from my overhead light. Wow. Not much I can do about the glare. Maybe I can do like this. Let's try to do like this. All right, so this is the beautiful Fairytale by Dimensions Gold. So it's got a very regal looking horse that the princess sits on top of. She reminds me of Princess Buttercup from I'm drawing a blank now. The Princess Bride. Couldn't think of it. Great movie though. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. It's older movie. But, got little, I don't know what you call it, little fairy people, I guess. So I started right in the middle. So I started on her dress. Let me grab it here. And now I'm gonna work my way up because I want to save the fairy for last. So right now it looks like a lot of nothing. So I still have it on my scroll frame here. I've started sewing fabric to the top of it. Dimensions gives you like next to no edging. So this I kind of wrap around. Even this will start to, you can see there's a dowel rod right here, and it will start to come out from underneath. So I find if you wrap it one full time, that will kind of secure it there so it won't start coming undone on you. So you have to sew on a, probably, I think I sewed on about 4 or 5 inches fabric. And I have my pretty little carriage, like Cinderella's carriage. So I started probably right about here, and I worked my way up, and now I'm above her head here. And this is all the way to the top here of this tree. And these are I've done the signs here. So those are the 2 signs. I know it's hard to see. But I've been stitching, I found a saga file for it. And so it's a huge help to have that. Let me see if I can pull up my stats for what I've done. So I've done I'm at 2.6% finished. I have a stitch. So this is what your stats look like with Saga. So it breaks it down. You have your French knots, your back stitch, your half stitches, cross stitch. And then I guess that's the total of everything right here. So I've stitched 1,142 and a half stitches on this piece because it does break your half crosses into half stitches. So this is 2.61%. Not a huge bit, but this will be a long project. There is a good bit of half cross in this, so all this background here is half crosses. This road is half crosses, so that usually goes pretty quickly, a little bit quicker than full crosses. That is progress on Fairytale. Next up is I'm going to share is my Letistitch. So this is Water Lily. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the colors. So that is what it will look like. I was looking at this and I was like, these are just absolutely perfect French knots. Whoever stitched this did an awesome job. Then I finally realized it was computer generated. I was like, wow, that's just amazing. All right, so my progress in here. I started middle start again. I wasn't sure how much fabric they provided for this, but it does look like, so I'm at the edge, so they do give you a good bit of easement, or I'm not sure what you call it, the edging. So I'm right here stitching this, and I never realized there's so many colors of pink, and I think every one of them is used. Let me show you. And this is an absolute mess. I thought I was going to like this system, but maybe I need to take what's in there and just wrap it around, because I'm really struggling with it. But you can see there is lots of pinks, so many different variations of pink color, and I'm pretty sure every single one of them is used right there. But I really love these colors here, these blues and the greens here, even the pinks. It's just been a lot of fun, and the yellow. One thing I do have to say is that their thread seems a bit on the thinner side, like a little weaker. I've broken a couple of them while stitching, and I wasn't even like towards the end of it. That is my one complaint, but other than that, the fabric's great. The threads don't really, I haven't really had a big issue with them knotting. Let me look at my Saga stats here. Sorry. So I've stitched almost 3,000 stitches on this piece total. There is no half crosses, so everything is full cross. There is some French knots and a good bit of back stitch too. So on this one, I'm 10.47% complete. I did want to share with you, I paid someone for the Saga app, but I just want to show you how great that how great that Saga is. How do sorry, I think I just completed some stitches I didn't mean to. Always have to remember to put it on the racer side. So I just wanted to show just a little bit of this. So I can, so down here you have the eraser, and then you have this marks it off for you. So I'm gonna put it on the eraser for now. So I can pick out a color, and then you press that, and then it will highlight just that for you. And it even works for, if I can get on it, it even works for the back stitching. Let me see what color. So like I can even highlight just the back stitching, and the same for the French knots too. I think there's a lot of the yellow ones. Let me see if I can find. So it will highlight just where the French knots are for you too. The only problem is that you have to hope that your person did a good job at translating it over, because it doesn't, there's not like where you can just put in a PDF. It's an XSD file. So I don't know how to do it myself. So I paid someone to kind of translate it for me. I think it was $6 that she charged for it. So it's such a huge help though to have that for you. And then I only download like ones that I've already purchased. So I kind of think of it like as a companion to what I already have. Because it's just such a huge help to have those stitches highlighted for you. Okay, so next up, I'm going to share is my Toto stitch. So let me, and for the Toto stitch, the designer will send you the saga file for that one. So this is Skeleton's File. Oops. A Toto stitch. This is like the two different colors that she is shown. So I am working up on the top portion now. Progress has been a little slow going. Hello, mister. Kitty came to say hello. He'll probably hop up here in a minute. All right, so this is, she's a big girl. Let's see if I can get her fit all in here. So I've put some batting in here to protect the stitches that I've already done. Some of them are kind of puffy. Get it all in there. Like these Jessica stitches, kind of fluffy, so I try not to, I don't want them pushed down too much because I do like my fabric drum tight when I'm stitching. So I don't want them to get squashed. So since the last time I have put more into these are the King Protea flowers. It's been really slow going for me on these. Like every time I start stitching them, I feel like I get super bored. And then I find myself just scrolling on my phone, just doom scrolling, and it just gets bored. So I've been trying to jump around. So you'll see I've started doing some of this over, this is over one stitching. Let me pull back up the picture so I can zoom in and show you what is in those corners. So in the corners here, I guess I would call them pansies maybe. So that's what I'm working on. And then last night I decided that I wanted to start stitching some of these purple flowers, the purple roses. So there's a lot of stitching in these. And I've also did, so you can see how over here I have just gold X's. And then over here, you can't even see the gold anymore. So these are rice stitches. Can't really tell anything from here. But these are the rice stitches. And honestly, they don't really look that much like a rice stitch. Let me see if I can. All you can really see is the square. You can see just like a hint of gold peeking out there. So that is stitched with the Edmar rayon thread. I forgot, I meant to grab it, so let me go grab that real quick. I have to say that this thread is quite fussy. That's why I didn't complete the other side, because it gave me such a headache to stitch with it. I've never stitched with it before. So the Edmar rayon thread, it's this. So it kind of looks like tiny rope, I guess you could say, like real thin. It's thick, so it's like thicker than, you only stitch with one strand of it. This is the Edmar Iris rayon thread. And it's just quite fussy, and then this, like, since it's twisted together, it will start to unravel on you. And it was hard to get good tension on it. I felt like maybe I should have tried to do a little bit tighter. But I do like, it gives good texture though. I do like that. You can see it's real puffy looking. But man, it was hard to stitch with. But that's the only place that that thread is used in this piece. So that's what it looked like before I covered up those X's with rayon thread. Every time I look at those dragonflies, I get flashbacks. It's so much back stitching. It looks gorgeous though. And also need to start on the skeleton here. I try to do, like, I'll do one color and I'll color complete it here, and then I'll work on something else. And then I'll come, once I finish that something else, I'll come back and do another color and color complete it, and just keep going back and forth like that, because I do get bored of, like, if I, like this one I did stitch pretty much the whole thing, and I think it took me, and just for one of the skeletons, because I wanted to see if I liked the color, it took me 2 days to stitch just one of them. So it gets a little boring to work on because these are pretty drab colors. They're like grays and blacks and like white, cream colored, I guess. So it's a little dull. I still got to stitch. So this is the bottom part of the snake, the anaconda. I got to stitch them up front here or up top here. And then there's a good bit of back stitching in these too, and some interesting stitches. So I'm excited to get to that part. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about this piece. I've done most of this. I'm still lacking. I still got to go back and do one more color in there. But overall, I've really enjoyed stitching on this. Hopefully, I'll be finished with the top half of it soon. So I need to get back to my chatelaine too. The thing about the chatelaine is I started it wrong. So there's a certain way you're supposed to start on linen. And since I've started that piece like 5 years ago, I've started stitching on my linen the correct way. So now I keep messing up whenever I stitch on that piece, because it's like your brain starts seeing the stitches differently. Let me see if I can find a picture of what I'm talking about, how you start on linen. There's always one that I go to start stitching on linen. Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, so this is, go away. So this is the correct way that you're supposed to start on linen. And for a long time, I didn't realize that there was a correct and incorrect way to start on linen until I think someone mentioned it probably on their Flosstube. So now I've always started this way, but since I started Fairy Flower Garden the wrong way, I keep messing up and trying to start my stitches here, and then I'm like off by a half stitch, and then I have to take it out. But I'm not restarting that piece because I am a good bit into it. So now I have some haul to share with you. So last time I mentioned about Dimensions having some issues with production, but I didn't really go into detail about it. So I've started trying to, there's been some that were readily available, but I was kind of like still on the fence about getting. But now I've decided, like, I might as well get them while they're still cheap in case Dimensions doesn't start producing them again. So what happened with Dimensions? So they used to be owned by Simplicity. Simplicity made a lot of like dress patterns, like where you make your own clothes. I don't really hear about people really doing that much anymore. I remember making a dress when I was a teenager. I was probably 16 or 17. I went to visit my aunt in Indiana, and we made a dress from scratch. And it's a lot of work. I remember that. But you really don't hear about people doing that a whole lot anymore. I remember my grandmother used to sew my Halloween costumes for me. So that was probably like late 80s, early 90s. But it doesn't really seem to be popular anymore. So I wonder if that contributes to Simplicity filing for bankruptcy. So let's see who bought. I thought somewhere it said someone did buy them. I can't find the name of the company. Oh, Flosstube. So the company now handling dimensions is referenced as Advantus. So I guess they haven't really been communicating. Amazon and 123 Stitch, you can see their supply of dimensions kits is becoming diminished. They don't seem to be being replaced. So I'm hoping this isn't the end of dimensions, but as of right now, we don't really know. But maybe they'll come back and be better than ever. Who knows? So I have been buying what I can find off of mostly eBay, because they're still the ones that have been around for a long time are still easy to get. So I have already had two of the lighthouses, so I wanted to get the other two. So these were the two I was missing. So I was missing Scenic Lighthouse and Beacon at Daybreak. So there's like 4 of these little lighthouses total. So I was missing these two. So I grabbed those. Moonlight Cabin. This was another one that I'd been eyeing. And so I decided to go ahead and buy it. And this one I think is really pretty too. I love sunflowers. This is Sunflower Garden. I was trying to find who the designer is of this one, but I don't see it anywhere. I also bought this. This one was not one that's easy to come across, but it was one of the like my unicorn kits that I really wanted. This is Kitten Reflections. This one is an older one, but I always like the little kittens looking at the koi fish down there. Well, my cat, his name is Koi. He doesn't look like these cats though. He's white, and the mother cat's solid black. So it's impossible to wear like any color outfit without getting cat hair all over it and it being noticeable. Well, it was made in 2010. What is that? I guess it's 16 years old now, almost. Let's see. I also got a few of the bigger ones. I really like the colors of this kit, Northern Night. It's got the northern lights here, and someone's having a little campfire there with a moose or elk. I'm not sure the difference. We don't have them around. I live in Florida, so I see bears most often here, big black bears. Balloon Glow. This one seems to be really mass produced, so this one should probably be easy to find for a while before it gets expensive. If it doesn't, we don't know what's going to happen, but just in case, I just wanted to have these kits in case the prices really start skyrocketing on them, like they did back in like probably 2010. Another one is Cabin Fever. Really like this design. It's real tranquil looking with the log cabin and the deer and on the lake. Another one, this isn't a gold collection, but I do really like this piece. It's Floral Flamingo. I really like the flower. I'm living in Florida. We don't really have flamingos here. I'm in North Florida, so it's a little bit colder here. And so we do see them in our area when there's hurricanes sometimes. I've never seen one here, but I've seen, like on Facebook, people post pictures of them being in the bays, like not always in my area, but close by. I really like that one. And then also got, this is Dancing Fall Fairy. There's also a winter one. I already had the winter one because it was cheaper, so I bought that one first. This one was a little more, it was a little more expensive, but I wanted it. I was hoping they would do a spring and a summer as well, but who knows at this point what's going to happen. I think on this one, I would maybe like to change out the fabric. Trying to see what count this is. Okay, so this is 18 count. I forgot to say for that for my for this piece here, I was stitching on Fairytale. I was like, wow, these stitches are tiny. I had washed it in hot water with soap and then tried to get some of the stiffness out of the fabric. So I thought maybe I shrank it, but then I looked and it is 18 count. 18 count. And also I forgot to mention on this, kind of jumping around here, but it has this blend, it's like a blending filament. The way you stitch with it is a little bit different. You stitch, so it's stitched over white, so you stitch the white cross first, and then it wants you to stitch this over top of it. Usually you blend the two threads together, but that's how it recommends doing it on this one. So I guess that will stand out a little bit more than if you're blending it in. So there's also a winter fairy of this one, and she's similar to this, but in blue. And also grabbed a Letistitch kit. I think he is so cute. I love the little, it's like it's Halloween, but it's in pink. So it's not your typical Halloween colors. I love that. And Letistitch also just, sorry, I get so like froggy after speaking for a while. But Letistitch also came out with some like seasonal ladies. I really want to start collecting those too. Keep getting pop-ups popping up here. Go away. So this one's Goddess of Spring. This is straight from Letistitch. I forget where it stitches out of too. So I'm trying to wait for 1, 2, 3 stitch to get it. That way I don't have to pay the tariffs. But it's really, I think it's really pretty though. And usually they like they have the autumn one already on, and it's like in the, I think it's like 40 something dollars. And then here's the winter. This one may be my favorite. I really like the Arctic fox. She's real pretty. I have to say these designs are very confetti heavy, where that's where you have a lot of color changes. Like look at all the different color changes just in these small areas. Hope you could see what I was pointing out and I didn't have my hand just over it the whole time, but see how many different colors there are there. And then the summer one, she's really pretty too. I really like her floral dress. Lots and lots of color changes. This looks like it may be a big block of color here, but there's not many like blocks of color stitching like that. So I'm going to start collecting these. These are new releases, so 1, 2, 3 Stitch hasn't gotten them in stock yet, but they do have, here she is. This is the Goddess of Autumn. They do have this one. So I might go ahead and get that. I was planning on getting this one whenever I ordered I was like, whenever they had that silver thread in stock, that Krynic. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that and pick this up too. They were out of stock on it already. I love the little fox. He's so cute. I thought this would be fun to do like seasonal stitches with. Like a stitch, you know, this one in fall and spring and so forth. I do believe they make their own thread too. I don't believe they use DMC because it is definitely different from DMC. That's another thing I'd like to start gathering up. I thought this would be fun to stitch in Halloween season. It's not a very big one. It's 16 counts. Lots of colors though for a small design. But what is it? It's only 8 by 6.5 inches. Or for those and everywhere else in the world, 20 by 17 centimeters. My brain can't think in terms of meters and centimeters though. I'm starting to finally, like, since I've been working in a hospital, starting to finally understand kilograms a bit. But I still typically double it and add like 10 or 15 pounds to the number whenever I see kilograms. It can cause, like, having both pounds and kilograms causes issues though, because sometimes people will put pounds into the kilograms and then you're like, well, are they really this heavy or did someone make a mistake? So call up just to double check that someone weighs, you know, 400 pounds and that you're not about to overdose them on vancomycin. So I did also get a, I got yesterday, I received my European cross stitch order that I placed in November. So I got Egypt Garden. There is some fun bugle beads in these. You can see the tile beads too. I haven't opened this yet, but lots of gold. Rainbow galleries there. I just like to look at the beads. So you got all your bicones there, your delicas. Very pretty colors. Lots of blues and golds. I'd like to stitch this one on like a sand colored fabric. There is, I think on the preview of it, it's stitched on sand color. I thought that looks pretty, but I gotta finish my fairy flower garden before I can start another chatelaine. Look at, so I got the Marie Antoinette's rose tile. Look at all these beads. And I know it's called beaded tile, but I wasn't expecting that many colors of beads, of delicas. Let me take it out here. There's more, it's a small design. There's more delicas and beads in this one than the Egypt Garden. This one's got the tile beads. It's got some bicones in there too. So many pinks and greens and blues. So if you like to bead, then beaded tiles are the way to go. It's got, what is this? So I guess this is Splendor Silk. I've never stitched with this before. So that looks interesting. It's a pretty teal color. Ooh, it's got lots of silk. Silk lame is my favorite thing to stitch with. I love sparkly silk. Just so much fun to stitch with. That's a pretty color there, that deep blue. And then I got lots of gold. This one doesn't have very many. These are typically less expensive than the big chatelaine kit. If you ever want to practice like your beading skills too, these are good ones to practice on. I haven't stitched one yet. I'm like acting like I know what I'm talking about here. I haven't actually stitched one of these yet, but I think it would be good practice for beading. I have several of the the dragonfly and the mushroom and all those, the beaded tiles. I think there's 9 of them. So I was trying to decide how I would like to, like if I stitched all 9 together, kind of like as a one display on the wall. So you can do 3, 3, 3. So I was thinking about picking which ones I want to do in black and which ones I want to do in white. So do 4 in white and 5 in black, or vice versa. But I'm just not sure. This would definitely probably be a white fabric stitch though. So let me put something here for you guys to look at while I discuss my life update. Not a whole lot of, put the water lily down, so it's not just like a brown background. So life update, let's see what's been going on in my life since I talked to you last. So last I talked to you, it was January. So we celebrated my son's 14th birthday, my son Logan, my oldest child. This weekend we went to, it's a place called Sushi Masa over in Pensacola, Florida. And it's all you can eat sushi, but it's not like buffet style. You actually do order it off the menu. The only thing is, like, you have to eat it all. You can't just like order a ton of food and not eat, any of it. But it's so good though, but you always eat so much. I'm always miserable afterwards. I think we ordered probably like 8 different kinds of sushi rolls, and my son got some noodles, and then those appetizers is called gyoza rolls. They're like, I guess like dumplings kind of. I'm not sure if that's how you call them, but that's what they kind of look like. Or pot sticker. Maybe pot stickers would be a better word. And those are so good too. And then we went over to the mall and I took him shopping. Sorry, I'm just having a lot of drainage. I think we're starting to get pollen. Like my cover, I have a black car and it's starting to get that yellow film over it. So I think the pollen's getting, we have a lot of pine trees and they seem to just dump it. So then we went over to the mall and I took him shopping, bought him a lot of clothes. I can no longer buy him clothes because he'll tell me it's cringe. So I have to let him pick out his own clothes now. So, and I've got my daughter some dresses. She loves to wear dresses for being, having 2 older brothers. She's still pretty girly. She loves makeup. So we also went in Sephora, but my son couldn't pick out. He said they didn't have the clone he wanted. I might just have to order it online for him. And let's see what else. My daughter and I, in the evenings, we've been doing like drawing exercises. She loves to color. She loves to like paint. She likes to work on her letters. It's so funny because it's so different from my sons. They could never sit still long enough to do anything like that. But she'll sit there for hours and color and paint. So we've been like on YouTube. I type in kids drawing practices, and it'll come up with different kind of like cutesy drawing exercises. So we've been working on those. And you always think of drawing as like a God-given talent, like singing, but it's actually something that can be learned. I've been trying to work through this book. If you've ever wanted to learn how to draw, then this book, I've only gotten to the 2nd exercise so far, but it's a great book. It kind of retrains your brain how to see, like in our mind, we have like a symbol for a house and a symbol for a face. And so it doesn't come out the way you want it to, but you got to learn how to see lines and shapes and the figures instead of just like, this is a house, this is an eye. Got to learn how to see those lines. But I haven't made it through the book yet, so I still can't draw yet, but we'll see when I make it to the end. I bought this book actually I looked it up. I bought it in 2013 and I never made it through. I had little kids at the time. Like my oldest was born in 12. So it was like every 4 years I'd get another baby. So finally, my daughter, Vivian, she's 5 now. I can finally kind of like, everyone's gone during the daytime. And I have a job where I do get some time off while they're at school. So I can sit and work on these. And sometimes I'll work on it at work too. But it is a lot of work to make it through that book. So I think that's why I just never got around to doing it. So I'm determined this year is going to be the year that I make it all the way through the book, and we'll see if I can. Okay, so on the back of the book here. So this is like people's starting picture, and once they finished it, like what a difference. Same for this one. Like very childlike drawings. And then these are more detailed and shaded. And so we'll see if I can get to that point or not. I've also joined the another thing I've joined is the Hardcore Literature Book Club. He has a YouTube channel and he also has a Patreon. And I joined the Patreon this year and I was like, I'm going to keep up with it. So these were the 2 books to read for January and February. I have failed miserably at keeping up. So I finished part 1 on Lonesome Dove. Lonesome Dove is a thick book. Look at that. People call this the great American novel. A lot of people refer to it as. It is a great book. I've really enjoyed it so far. It's about a group of older, they were Texas Rangers. Now, they're kind of in their 50s probably. And they sell cattle and they live in Lonesome Dove. That's the name of the town they live on. So they're the one ranger or ex-ranger, he wants kind of like one last big adventure. So they decide to go on a cattle drive from Texas up to Montana. So this is what the book is about. And this Taylor Sheridan, he's the one that he did Yellowstone, that TV show. So he really loved this book. So I think there's also, I've never seen it, there's a 4-part miniseries on it. It has like a lot of big actors, like I want to say, I cannot remember. Diane Lane, she plays the girl in it. What's that other guy's name? He was in Men in Black. I gotta look it up. Sorry, it's gonna bug me. Remember back in the day when we couldn't like just Google stuff like this? Oh, Tommy Lee Jones. That was, and then Robert Duvall also was in it. Danny Glover, Diane Lane. So it has a lot of big names, but I want to make it through. Angelica Houston is also in the miniseries, but I want to make it through the book first before I see the miniseries. But I hear it's great. And then the Greek plays. So I've been trying to actually physically read these instead of just listen to them on Audible or audiobook. Especially this one. I think this would be a hard one to listen to on Audible. So I feel like I actually need to see the words and sit and think on them because this is translated from Greek. So I started with Aeschylus, reading the Oresteia, and working on Agamemnon first. So he's the one that the Trojan War, him and his brother were the ones that go to fight Troy over Helen. But Agamemnon was not Helen's husband. That was I can't think of his name now. Hold on, it'll come to me. But so this is when Agamemnon comes home, and his wife Clytemnestra. Well, I don't want to give away the ending. Sorry, I gotta look up what Agamemnon's younger brother's name is. Menelaus. That was it, Menelaus. So Menelaus is the one that is Helen's husband. And so then it's also got Oedipus. That was the other one. I have read Oedipus. I read that. I took theater in college. And so we got to read Oedipus in college. Electra is in it. So the one with Agamemnon, it's a three-part series, or three-part, three plays, basically. I can't remember. Oh, Euripides, his big one is Medea. And the Trojan women. I remember watching that movie in theater class. It had, I'm so bad with names. I can never remember anyone's names. Katharine Hepburn, she was in it. She played one of the Trojan women. I can't remember which part she played it. I know it wasn't Helen, though, because she was older in the movie. And so I think that about wraps it up. We are planning on going. I took off. My kitty is coming to say hello. You can see his little whiskers and ears. This is Koi Boy. He likes to chew. No, I think it's my black cat that's chewed up my book. They like to sit there and chew on the edges. But so for my kids' spring break is the weekend of St. Patrick's Day. So we're debating on, we still haven't decided what we're doing yet. We're debating between going to St. Augustine or going to New Orleans. But then our hot water heater went out. And then our refrigerator went out, like all within a 2-week span. The refrigerator, we were able to repair it, and the compressor went out on it. So the compressor was under warranty. The fridge is only 5 years old, so I cannot believe the compressor has already gone out on it. Remember when you could, like, my grandparents still have a fridge it's either from the 70s or 80s that's running in their garage. But things today they're not built to last. So we had to replace the compressor, and then it still wasn't working. Like the very next day, we were still getting the same error message. So then the guy came back out and looked at it, and I guess you have to replace the motherboard usually at the same time as the compressor because the motherboard doesn't always update. So now they've ordered that part in. And then with our hot water heater, it just started leaking. It rusted out the bottom, so we had like water all in our garage. We had to have that completely replaced. I'm like, should we maybe just do a staycation and just hang around and I can take the kids places? Or we talked about maybe just going to visit my grandparents. They live in Northwest Georgia, in Calhoun, Georgia. Because Atlanta and Chattanooga aren't that far. So we're talking about maybe going to visit them. I don't know yet. We've still got a few more weeks. I'll go on looking. I was leaning more towards taking the kids to St. Augustine. I'll go online and look at prices on that. I really would like to take them somewhere. We can go visit my parents or my grandparents over the summer. So I hope everyone gets lots of stitchy time. Hopefully, I feel like I haven't really been getting a whole lot of stitchy time lately, but it's okay. It comes and it goes. And one day my kids will be grown and gone, and I'll have plenty of stitching time at that point. So enjoy it while I can, being with them, that is. And I hope, so until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.